Rise, it's Keith Darby. I'm here with industry veteran John Dohm. Thanks for joining us, John. We're at the Miami Realtor Association brand new headquarters, which John is responsible for finding. John, can you give us like a little idea of how did we come to this location today?
Well, we started looking for property about 10 years ago, deciding we needed a place of our own. We were in the former Eastern Federal Credit Union building in Miami Springs. It was sold to a nursing school. It became a kind of a shrinking space for us. Had to share parking. We decided we really needed to control our own destiny. When we would go to conferences, we'd see what other associations around the country had done, and some of it was remarkable. LEED, the building certification, had just been in its infancy and was taking hold, and we realized the advantages of it. The sustainability isn't just kind of an environmental consciousness thing. It was the ability to have the building adapt to the needs of the tenants in it, the owners of the building, the people that are using it. So as we looked at that, we started thinking, how would we do that in Miami? And we started looking everywhere. We realized that this particular location, right off of the 112 Expressway, easy to get to from the Palmetto, from the entire expressway grid that kind of circles Miami-Dade County, was really a preferred location. So then we started looking at property. And we looked at 137 properties. We physically inspected over 2 dozen of them.
That's a big set.
Yeah. And,
what was the biggest challenge, would you say, from a brokering standpoint in that process of getting to this final destination here?
Really looking at what a building already had to offer. What are you buying that you don't need that somebody else has built for their needs? What would be adaptable? And then we started to realize maybe it's better just to start from scratch.
Which is what happened here, and we're in an incredible facility now with gigantic floor-to-ceiling windows. Really incredible.
And it really was built to suit us. The idea with this is it's acoustically perfect. It's got the sound deadening that's necessary with the curtains, with the floor covering. The ceiling allows for a lot of drop-down
Can you
props.
share, John, any particular strategies that helped to close the transaction?
Oh my God. I don't think this is an example of closing a transaction.
Okay.
It took 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's more an example of patience. And just maybe the realization that it had to be done.
Yes.
That our lease was expiring in the old building, and it was just completely inadequate. So the recognition that it had to be done, and then looking at all the things that were done wrong. The other buildings we looked at were remarkable. I mean, to look at a building that was built for an insurance company that had a basketball court in the middle, it was great curiosity, but when you get down to it, do we really need a basketball court? Another one was a great building, a great deal. It was built for a production company. Ceilings like this, but a lot of sound deadening and no windows.
Can you share, John, any trends, any current trends in the Miami market that might have influenced, like the real estate market that influenced this transaction?
Well, like I said, one thing was architecturally the LEED certification was becoming very popular in Miami, being a global city, that international firms find the whole sustainability. Well, it may not be popular in certain circles in the United States. The whole environmentally conscious buildings are critical to international firms. So that LEED certification enables us to have what you see here, no more than 50 to 60 feet away from natural light anywhere in the building. It creates a great environment. Other things that were difficult were the rising prices. It went up dramatically. After the recession, we came out at 2012, started 2008. Then it took another 4 years to really get back to normal, 2016, 2017. As we started really looking in there, the prices started to rise. Just vacant land started to go up. Everything started to go. Miami came back into its own as an international city. And as we got out of the COVID pandemic, it doubled. literally.
What advice would you give brokers who are handling similar large-scale transactions like this one?
Patience. Patience, and also try to identify what's really needed by the client, the tenant, by the purchaser. What do they have to have?
Understanding the needs are the most key in the process from my standpoint from brokering these transactions.
Yeah, and then separating that from what seems like it's a great deal. Sometimes you can get so much for the same price in one building as opposed to another, but if you don't need all that, it can really become a burden.
Sure.
An example was the space that was built out. It probably cost them $25 million. They were looking to sell it for half of that of a production company, but the raised floors, the fact that for a production company you don't want this glass, all that stuff looked good from one point of view and very bad from another.
Well, congratulations again, and well done guiding our Realtors Association, which we are very proud to be a part of at Realty to advocate for the consumers.
It's an honor to have you. Thanks, and to be a service.